We asked voters out there, do you think President Biden or President Trump is better equipped to handle? Who do you trust to handle more this Israel-Hamas split, this conflict? Michigan voters give Trump an 8-point advantage. North Carolina voters give President Trump a 15-point advantage. And those results come on the heels of an NBC News poll that says this: 3/4 of voters, including half of Democrats, say they have concerns about President Biden's mental and physical health. And those numbers are before the Her report came out.
Hold on. Wait just a minute here. I don't know about you, but I am confused. I thought that Trump was the crazy, irrational guy who was going to start World War III. And Joe Biden, he's the highly intelligent foreign policy savant with years and years of experience under his belt. And he's going to establish a peaceful, stable, new world understanding, right? But Michigan, the battleground state to end all battlegrounds, believe that Trump is the answer. Go blue, by the way, go blue. Say it ain't so, man. And how about that polling? 75% of voters question Biden's mental fitness. And that was from before the Her report came out, which was essentially the government letting him off the hook for his crimes, alleged crimes, because a jury wouldn't convict an ailing old man. But just to put things in proper perspective, even more proper than that, more voters every day are choosing to support Donald Trump. And they're choosing this after almost an entire decade of this.
If that new president is named Trump, America, and no doubt the world, will worry about nuclear war in a way it has never worried before.
Could be picked up by Trump and used for domestic political purposes. He could invoke powers we've never heard a president of the United States invoke, potentially to shut down companies or turn off the internet.
10 people who have had that awesome responsibility have come out and in an unprecedented way said they would not trust Donald Trump with the nuclear codes or to have his finger on the nuclear button.
I truly don't understand how and why anyone can see that this guy is a viable candidate. We are talking about someone that literally may start World War III.
He's already said he's going to come after people like General John Kelly, my former boss, Chairman Mark Milley, people who dare to stand against him, Mike Pence.
Journalists.
I think there's reason for all of us to be concerned.
What about us?
But there's a really interesting...
Try it. Go ahead, try it. We have this show every day, okay, Donald?
So what does that even tell us? If voters believe in Trump after the state-approved propagandists have been hammering them with this kind of nonsense 24/7 for as long as anyone can remember, it says to me that there is such a thing as overdosing on the gaslight. Eventually people will realize that all of these vitriolic things that they were tricked into believing, they're heavy on scary words, they're heavy on emotion, they're really, really scary stuff, right? But they are severely lacking in the substance and truth departments. People have now lived through an entire Trump term and more of a Biden term than, come to find out, anyone could have ever possibly wanted. And they now know that the things the media have been telling us do not align with the things we actually see, the things we've actually lived through. We're told that Joe Biden is cognitively proficient. We're told that he's got energy. We're told that he's got experience. And then this is the kind of thing that we see.
The idea that we're going to walk away from Ukraine, the idea that we're going to let NATO begin to split, is totally against the interests of the United States of America, and it is against our word we've given since all the way back to Eisenhower. So it's about time we make sure that Congress come home and pass the legislation funding NATO. It's critical.
All right, so there are zero people, including the president himself, zero people on the planet that know what the hell he's talking about. We have no NATO funding bill, although I'm sure NATO feels like we are. Ukraine is not in NATO. And in fact, their whole desire to join NATO and our desire to push that goal after we installed our own Western-friendly Ukrainian leadership is largely what got the world into the position we're in the first place. But you brought up NATO. So speaking of NATO...
He's basically made clear that under a Trump administration, the United States is unlikely to keep its NATO commitments. And I think that Republicans who understand the importance of the national security situation, who continue to support him, are similarly going to be held to account. When you think about Donald Trump, for example, pledging retribution, what Vladimir Putin did to Navalny is what retribution looks like in a country where the leader is not subject to the rule of law. And I think that we have to take Donald Trump very seriously. We have to take seriously the extent to which, you've now got a Putin wing of the Republican Party I believe the issue this election cycle is making sure the Putin wing of the Republican Party does not take over the West Wing of the White House.
Have you ever noticed that even the seemingly intelligent, like the ones that can actually pretend, the never-Trumpers or anti-Trumpers, whatever you want to call them, that are intelligent enough to carry on a conversation, even they really cannot tell you what Trump ideas are bad. They never talk about a policy of his that is dangerous or undemocratic even. It's always just some guilt by association, you know, a bunch of vitriolic, scary words. And Liz Cheney, man, she just said on CNN that Donald Trump will imprison and delete his political adversaries while she is literally watching him fight for his freedom against bogus case after bogus case after bogus case. These people cannot possibly be serious. I mean, she says that we've got a Putin wing of the Republican Party. What does that even mean? No pushback from the host, no pushback from the mindless trolls on the internet who now pledge allegiance, by the way, to Liz Cheney. And they do that because this makes them feel bipartisan. Liz Cheney is essentially like their one black friend that helps them feel not racist. But, I mean, what does any of that even mean? The Putin wing? I mean, like I said, these people, they are not serious. They can't tell you what is so dangerous about Donald Trump. When you ask them, hey, what's so dangerous about Donald Trump? They'll tell you 91 felony counts. And then when you ask them to explain even one of those, almost 100% of the time, they'll say insurrection. And when you tell them that the insurrection is actually not even one of the 91 bogus charges, that's about when their brain goes down for a fresh install, reboot, whatever. These are not serious people. But the silver lining is pretty awesome. You know, more and more people, it becomes more and more clear every single day that people are still able to think for themselves, and more people are doing it. And that just might save us, man. But that's just my take, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.